Hi, I'm Danny with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at and I'm going to show you how to install the Blue Ox Trailer Hitch on our 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep Grand Cherokees are great vehicles, and adding a hitch to them is going to be a great idea if you're somebody who's wanting to haul a camper to a campsite, or if you want to have a simple accessory back here like a cargo carrier and bike rack. One of the key features I really like is they have this access panel for your hitch, so you can simply put this on, turn the knobs on the bottom, and it completely goes back to the OEM look of the vehicle. And when you're ready to use it, it's simple. You just pull it off, store it away, and you're ready to use your hitch. We have a couple of different hitch options for your Jeep Grand Cherokee, but if you're somebody who wants to max out your weight stats, then this hitch is definitely going to be the one for you because its maximum towing capacity is 7,500 pounds. And its max tongue weight, which is the weight pushing down on the hitch receiver, is going to be 1,125 pounds. So you're not going to have to worry about any accessories that require a lot of tongue weight, like bike racks or cargo carriers. You will need a 5/8 inch pin and clip to secure your accessory in the hitch. Now this doesn't come with one, but usually when you buy an accessory, it will come with that. Now I will recommend upgrading to a locking hitch pin, just so you have that extra sense of security when you're out on the trail and you have your bike rack back here. Now the safety chain loops are on the sides here, and they can easily accept a clevis style or an S-hook. Something to keep in mind when you're installing this hitch is if you're wanting to do wiring, you should do that at the same time because it's a lot easier with the entire fascia removed. I went ahead and parked this on level ground so we can get a couple measurements here. So from the ground to the top of the hitch receiver is going to be about 22¼ inches. So that's pretty high off the ground since it sits pretty much in the center of the bumper. Now that's going to be important to know if you're trying to determine if you need a drop or rise for your ball mount when you're trying to match up to your trailer. The next measurement is going to be from the center of your hitch pin hole to the outside of your bumper, which is going to be about 3½ inches. So that's going to be important to know if you have any folding accessories like a bike rack and you want to make sure that doesn't come into contact with your bumper. If you decide to get this hitch for your Jeep Grand Cherokee, then please let us know how you're liking it and how it's serving you on your adventures in a review or comment. Or send us in a picture. We'd love to see what you're using it with. Now, as far as the install goes, it's pretty straightforward, but you will have to remove the entire rear fascia. So if that's not something you're wanting to do, then please feel free to check out our dealer locator. We can find a professional in your area to get this done for you. But if you're looking to get it done, then follow along and I'll show you how to do it. Now we will have to remove the entire fascia, so I taped around all the seams that we're going to be working with just so it doesn't get damaged. Now everything we do to one side we will be doing to the other, and I'm going to start here in the wheel well. I got an 8mm socket and I'm going to remove some of these screws. It's going to be 4 total, and I'll get these set to the side. I'll now go ahead and get this fender trim piece removed, and I'm just going to apply light pressure, pull this out, and it should release those clips here. I'm just going to work my way along, and I got a trim panel tool, and I can stick it in there and more easily get this separated. Some of these white clips are still stuck in there. There's no need to worry, you can pry those out and put them back in, they just slide right in. But now I'm going to peel this away and stick some shop towels in here just so I can get to this bolt right there. I got a 10mm socket and I'm going to go ahead and get this removed. Next we'll remove the taillights here, and it's going to be this plastic trim piece, and you should be able to just get this removed. There's just clips in here. Just pull that straight out. There's just 2 clips going right into there. And I got a T30 Torx bit, and I'll remove this screw. We want to pull the light directly out because it has 2 fasteners going in this direction, so I'll just apply some pressure and get this removed. I got a trim panel tool for the back. I'm just going to very carefully apply pressure. And I'll unplug it. I'll just pull back on the red tab push down, and then I'll get this set to the side. A little lower on the bumper here, it's going to be a rubber cover. I'm going to carefully take this off, and then I'll take a 10mm socket and get this removed. Up under the vehicle now, I'm going to take my 10mm socket, and there's going to be 4 bolts, 2 on each side, and I'll get all these removed. We are ready to remove our fascia, and before I grab somebody for an extra hand to take this off, I'm going to actually start in the wheel well liner area and get this pulled away. It should just unclip, and then up here, as you can see, there's clips along the sides. I'm just going to pull up on it, pull it out just a bit. You may need a trim panel tool just to help you. Just get that up, and I'll do this on both sides. I got Scott helping me over on the other side, and we're just going to work our way in the middle. Now the center section was extremely hard to get out. What we had to do is we put a trim panel tool in here and lift it up on this lip here to get these clips to release. Now there is going to be 2 plugs on either side, and you just want to lift down on that gray tab. Push down on that tab and pull right out. There's going to be 3 bolts securing the bumper beam to the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and get these removed with a 21mm socket. 2 on the side here and 1 on the bottom. We have to lower the exhaust a little bit, so I'm going to use a strap. Get this secured somewhere. Tighten this down so it supports our exhaust as we lower it. Now on either side there's going to be 2 spots that is mounting the exhaust. One is right under there, and I'm using a 13mm socket, and then one is right on the side of the frame. And I'll do that on the other side. When you're taking out this attachment point, be very careful if you've already taken out the top bolts, because this can just slide out, so just keep a hand on it. And now we'll go and get this removed, and we won't be reinstalling this. We can now lift our hitch into place. I was having a little bit of trouble getting this in, so I just used a rubber mallet and got one side hit in, and I got the holes lined up. So for the non-L models like we have today, we're going to want to use these 2 front holes, and I got a carriage bolt, flat washer, and nut. And you can use a fish wire, but my hands are small enough so I can actually just use that. But now I'll put hardware on this side. I'll get one in the back hole. Now on the rearmost hole of the hitch, I'll go ahead and put another carriage bolt down through the bottom. And I'll get the same hardware on this one. This exhaust hanger is going to need hardware to go back up where it was. So where that hole is in the frame, they give you a 5/16 carriage bolt. I'll go ahead and drop this through. I got a 13mm socket and the nut. And I'm going to go ahead and lift this back into place. And get our nut tightened down. I'll put this exhaust hanger up as well. And I'll repeat this on the other side. We can now tighten and torque everything down. And I'm torquing these to the specs in the instructions. And if you don't have a torque wrench at home, you can usually rent one from your local auto parts store, or you can buy one from us at etrailer. Once you torque everything down, you're all good to go. But it's a good idea if you're getting wiring to do it now while the fascia is off, because it makes it a whole lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then put the fascia back on. And that was a look at the Blue Ox Trailer Hitch on our 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee.